Welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. My pleasure to have with us here today book author, co-author Bob Sehlinger, The Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World 2009. Hey, Bob, welcome to Traders Nation. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Listen, Bob, saving money, of course, that's what we want to do. What's the best way if we're heading towards Walt Disney World? Is it picking up the packages, maybe buying them individually? Where do we get them? How do we save the dough?
Well, sometimes you can make money on a package, save money on a package, but you have to do your homework. You have to sit down and cost out all the components of the package individually to see if you've got any economic gain. And a lot of people buy packages with a lot of bells and whistles, and they find out once they get to Walt Disney World that they don't have time to use all that stuff, so you want to make sure that you're going to use everything in the package.
Yeah, you think, Bob, maybe they're caught up in the excitement, just give me everything.
Yeah, well, it's convenient, to have everything taken care of just by writing one check or plunking your credit card down. It's very convenient, but it doesn't always work out economically.
I've got friends, they say buying the food card's the way to go. They have food cards, so you don't have to individually throughout the park. You get a food card, and you can use it.
Yeah, those work pretty well.
Yeah.
The real way to save money on food, though, is to have a cooler in your room. Bring one with you if you drive, buy a styrofoam one if you fly down, and have your orange juice and milk and so forth in the cooler so you can eat breakfast in your room, and then pack some snacks for you and your family in a day pack or fanny pack so that you don't have to buy the expensive vendor food in the park.
Right. All right. Now, how far out are we looking to make reservations that you should if you're getting to plan a trip to Walt Disney World?
We've done a lot of research on this. If you're going to stay in a Disney hotel, you want to make them as far in advance as you can, although it's very rare that all the Disney hotels will be fully occupied on a given night.
Sure.
If you're making reservations for an independent hotel, we've found that calling 45 to 60 days out will get you the best rate.
Okay.
And if you're not too nervous and anxious about not having a reservation, another really good time to call is within 7 days of your trip.
I see. Now, let me ask you something. Is it better to deal directly with companies that offer packages or directly with Disney or outside of Disney hotels, meaning will you get a better rate if you go direct?
Not necessarily. It's all market-driven, and a particular property may not be making its numbers for a month, so they'll start cutting rates. You really have to shop around.
Sure.
There's a website called TravelAxe. That's TRAVELAXE.com, and you can bring up Orlando on that site, put in the dates of your visit, and it will give you a big printout of all the hotels in the areas and which internet seller is offering the best deal on each hotel.
Sure. All right. Now, is also too, and I haven't been to Walt Disney World, but I have been to the one in Anaheim, and it's a hit and miss. I don't know when's the best time to go. Sometimes I get through all the rides by 12 noon, and other days forget it. I'm standing in line all day till 12 noon. Is there a place, a resource, where you can actually find out the low days as far as attendance versus the high days? Anybody got that kind of info anywhere, Bob?
Yeah, we do. We have a website called touringplans.com, and on that site we have a crowd calendar, and it's you don't have to pay anything to use it, and it tells you for every day of the year what the crowd level is going to be for each of the 4 parks at Walt Disney World, and it also tells you which park will be the least crowded on a given day.
I love it. All right, give us that website again. Touringplans with an S.com?
With an S, touringplans.com.
All right, touringplans.com. I'm definitely going to bookmark that, and everybody else should too. What a fantastic, if you know what days are low days, that's where I'm going to plan it, because you know what? I want to get through there. I don't want to stand in line all day, Bob, All right. Now, merchandising, big business for Disney. Best place to buy them. Is it in the park? Is it outside the park? At the hotels? Where?
For the best selection, downtown Disney. There's a huge Disney store there, and it has more Disney stuff than any place else, probably at Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
But there are a number of outlet stores in the Orlando area in outlet malls. And these stores have real Disney trademark merchandise that was originally purchased to sell in the parks and in the Disney shops. But in some cases they overstocked. In other cases it was seasonal, and they took it off the shelves and they put it in these outlets, and you can buy it for about half what you'd pay at Walt Disney World.
I like it. Now, back to internet and finding good places. Is there any particular travel sites that are really good that you would recommend and say, hey, listen, this has always been a great experience. You may get a good buy here. Any ones that really stand out, Bob?
Yeah, there's one site that specializes in deals at Disney World and at Disneyland Resort in California. It's called mousesavers.com.
All right, mouse is in mouse.
M-O-U-S-E, Savers, S-A-V-E-R-S.com. All
right. Now, when we go and we make it to Disney, best way, Disneyland and either resorts, best way to do, map out your plan of attack as far as the rides are concerned?
Well, that's sort of the cornerstone of our books. We have a very sophisticated software application that creates itineraries for each park that keeps you ahead of the crowd all day long. They've been independently field tested, and on a day of average to high attendance, they'll save you about 4.5 hours in a day standing in line.
Right. Now, Bob, if we had like a unit, hardware, software, GPS, tie it all together, what a great platform that would be, right? All right. Now, listen, where can we find the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World today, Bob?
It's in most bookstores. You can also find it on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
All right, Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com, plus your favorite bookstore. If there was one thing, and I know you guys, you got a ton of stuff in here because they got their ships and their own islands too. I haven't done that, but I imagine that's fantastic. If there was one thing in the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World 2009, what would it be if it stuck out you want everyone to know about, Bob?
People need to trust their instincts. A lot of folks go down there, and because they're spending a lot of money, they feel compelled to see everything. You have to know that you know, unless you're going to be down there about 3 weeks, you're not going to be able to see everything.
Right.
But the other thing is just trust your instinct and do what it takes to have fun.
Right.
If returning to your hotel for a swim sounds more appealing than seeing another 3 or 4 attractions, then head for the hotel. It's your day.
Right. Now, let's say if we take our time, because I don't like rushing, if we take our time, how many days do we need to see everything?
Well, you'd really need probably in excess of 2 weeks to see everything. but you can get a really good vacation and see most of the major theme parks in a week.
In a week, okay. Because not everybody's got 2 weeks, Bob. All right.
That's right.
All right. So realistically, you can see majority of everything. You'd walk away Disney full within a week, right?
Yeah, that's about all most people can take.
That's about all I can take. I know that much. All right, Bob, again, thanks for being with us here today. It's Bob Sehlinger, folks, book author of The Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World 2009. And once again, you can pick up a copy today. It's things like a Bible. It's huge. There's a ton of information in here. Boy, I tell you, it must have taken a lot of time to put this together, Bob. Today, Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble. Get a copy today. Bob, as always, thanks for being with us here today.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome, Bob Sehlinger, folks, co-author with Lynn Tessa. Okay? And again, get a copy today. Ton of information, hotels, attractions ranked, insider tips, save you money and dough and everything else. And that's important these days. We need to save money, don't we? That's the deal.